What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to the iTip Report. My name is Iveriani. Hope all is well with you. Today I want to talk about a bunch of stuff. It's just been on my mind. I haven't did lives in a while, since a few days ago, but I want to be more active with doing lives. So listen, I want to talk about artist age restriction. I got a list here. They only do that in hip hop. You know what? You're an MC. You can't rhyme past 30, or you can't rhyme past 25. Who came up with that? You know who came up with that? The executives and the you-know-whats. They came up with that. But then I also see artists as well. We're going to narrow it down. We're going to, in the hip-hop scene. They're saying that as well. All you got to do is dig deep into the lyrics of old school classic hip hop, or just the up and comings. I would say the 90s and the 2000s. Dig deep. I already know who says this, but I'm just telling you guys, if you really want to research, go look at that. You got MCs saying, hey, I don't want to do this at this age, at this time. Why not? This is how fans, they found you, off of your artistry. You don't see them telling rock artists, hey, stop being a rock artist at 25, 30, 40. You don't see them. People are still touring, and they rock stars until 80s, 90s. You know? You don't see nobody in jazz say, hey, you better stop playing that trumpet at 25, 30, latest 40. Put it down and do something else. You don't see that. You don't see nobody doing that with them. It's only in hip hop. And I think that is so crazy. I've never been an advocate of that. I tell anyone and everyone, if you are talented and you got those gifts, whether it's producing, rhyming, DJing, the list goes on, do it. Especially if it's quality work. That's the only thing I'm saying. Quality, talented work. Don't put no age restrictions. Stop putting age restrictions on hip hop. Stop putting age restrictions on who could be an MC. Like, come on. That don't make sense to me. And I see it all the time. So I'm telling you, if you are past 30, 40, 50, and you are talented, like I'm saying, like you got it. Keep doing it. You know? I'm not, and also I have to also tell you, I have to think about this. I also have to tell you this as well. I'm not saying when you are an MC that's the only thing you have to do. No, you should also have other ventures. You should have other projects that's outside of your music, as far as you being an MC or whatever you're dealing with hip hop. You should have you should evolve as well. But don't forget where you came from, especially if that's what got you here. That's what got your fan base to discover you and find out who you are, that you are up and coming, in betweens, legend, the list goes on. So don't do artist age restriction. Stop doing that. So I want to say that. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about, artists signing deals with labels. I don't agree with that. I never, once I really found out and did the research and just listen and pay attention to stuff and just observe, there should be no reason why anyone's signing a record deal right now. I'm sorry to say. I'm not sorry, but I'm just telling you. Just telling you. There should be no reason why anybody's signing no deal. Just stay independent. The information is online. Why are people signing deals with people? Why are you putting your creativity into someone's hand that doesn't care about you? Let's keep it real right now. They don't care about you. Why would you do that? Like, we have seen so many artists have got jerked from years before we was even born. I'm a 76 baby. Before we was even born, so many people have got jerked. They got jerked by a label. They got jerked by execs. They got jerked by managers. The list goes on. It's a track record. So if you see the track record, if you read, artists, please read. Please read. Please research. Please pay attention, especially if you're in the business. The information is out there to tell you what and what not to do. I understand artists are not going to know everything. It's trial and error, as well as managers. The list goes on. You know, producers, managers, MCs. It's trial and error. When you come into the business, certain things you're not going to know until you experience it, and then that will improve your business decisions going forward. But why would you sign a major deal? Now, what I will say is, the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I just noticed this artist called Finess2Tyme, his name is. He have this catchy song. It's I like the song. It's funny. It's just funny because I saw Spice Adams did a comedy skit on it, and I loved it. And I was like, who's singing this song? And I was like, let me find out who this is, just to know. Sometimes I don't listen to people's music, but certain things you will want to know. Who is this person? What are they doing? How they come up with this? And I just thought this was like creative and humor all mixed in one. I'm like, what? So when I researched Finess2Tyme, I found out he's an artist out of Memphis. And he signed a deal. He signed a deal with major labels. I'm not going to say who those labels are. Y'all will know. It's online, like I said. And I'm seeing online, it's blowing up. He had a whole meltdown, about signing this deal. And I'm like, why did he sign that deal? Like, no one was in his corner. So when I started just to check it out and check out who he is as a person, observing from a distance or whatever, he has an old soul. Is he talented? Yes, he is talented. Do I listen to him like that? No, I just like that particular song. But I notice he does have talent. But do you think about it? Like, there was no one in your corner to say, hey, don't sign with this label, these labels. There was no one in your corner to say, even if you thought about signing, hey, get your own top tier entertainment lawyer so you get a good deal, because everybody have got jerked. What's up, Finess? Like, no one told you, like, no one told Finesse to like not sign this deal, to stay independent. It's alarming. And it's like, he must didn't know, and then you see he's like they're giving him stuff, and he's thinking it's, they looking out, and then he realized he's locked in for life. And you like, what? So he having a whole meltdown online, and you like, he could have did so much better being independent. He didn't look and see online before you sign with, it's an independent label and a major label together, as well as a classic label. You didn't look to get the information and say, how does this label treat people? He didn't. He could have. Because if he did, or somebody in his corner, or even somebody just into music and just have their ears to the street, they would have told him, don't sign that deal. So I feel bad for him. I really do. Finess2Tyme his name. I feel really bad for him because he's just like, this is not what I want. I want to get out of this contract. Could you imagine you see an artist saying they want to get out of a contract they don't like? That's bad. In this day and age. It's 2026. And he's like, yo, I don't even want any of this. You know? What's up? And I'm just like, the information is out there. Why did he not see this? You know? I'm going to tell you something. I hope, because he's having this meltdown, Finess2Tyme, I hope they don't unalive him. Because this is stuff they do. Let's keep it real with that. I hope they don't. Because he's like, I don't like any of this. And I'm like, why would you sign that? You should have just stayed independent. You would have got all your money and just get some people around you to, not just people, get the right people around you that's going to help you with your journey as being an artist. Let me tell you something. A lot of artists, not everybody, they don't listen. They don't listen at all. They don't. They said Finess2Tyme has so many managers that he kept changing managers because they was like, listen, we gotta straighten this out. We gotta go a different direction. We gotta get you out of this. And he wasn't listening. So here it is. He's in a contract that looks like it's for life. It sounds like it's a baby contract like Kanye. And you're like, what? Pray for him, y'all. Pray for Finess2Tyme. Like I said, I don't listen to his music, but I just heard that one particular popular song with the milk, and I just thought that was funny and I loved it. And from Spice Adams, so that's why. But he is talented. He's super talented. I don't get it. Overall, if you're an artist, don't sign to a major label. Not in these days and times. Back in the day, when it first started, yeah, we thought it all was well and good. And even back then, it wasn't. So don't do it now. Artists, you guys, y'all need to read. Your team needs to read everything. I'm going to tell you. When I'm doing artist management, event planning, and all of that stuff, I'm just not doing regular stuff. Like, I'm researching stuff. I'm trying to find out, what's the best way to do things. Even if I have accomplished a lot, I'm still always learning. I don't know. Another thing I want to bring up too is that I see a lot of artists out here who are talented, like they're like super talented, right? And they got these managers and they drop the manager and they end up suing the manager. And I'm just like, what in the crisis are we dealing with? And it's because something the manager did. And I'm like, what? And then, me being an artist manager, I get baffled by that because here I am. When I try to work with artists and stuff like that, I get pure, it's like, you get, I have to like really think about this. Like when I want to get the work done, I want to go, I'm the type of person, type of artist manager. This is the first project. I want to get it done. I don't want to play no games. I don't want to go back and forth. I want to communicate with you effectively. If you got issues, tell me. So we come with a solution so we can move on. So we can make this successful. Execute it. Make sure my client is good, that this is what this person likes. It's okay with them. And then sometimes the client is not going to listen to you. And you know what's good for the client. Women, we have that intuition. I'm not knocking men managers. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, in my perspective, a lot of times it's things we're going to see that men don't see. Point blank. And I want to get it done so I could go to plan B, the next project. Not be going on and on and on. So it baffles me. I see, and I'm gonna narrow it down, mainly in hip hop and neo soul and R&B. A lot of these managers are getting fired, and I'm like, how do you have this good client? I know it's always a story to a story. Don't get me wrong, but I'm questioning everything, especially when you've been deep in it. Like, how do you have this good client who is making moves? Like, you got greedy? You stole from your client? It's like all this stuff. And I advise any manager who watches this, have a paper trail. Because when people start saying crazy stuff, pull out the paper trail. Pull out the paper trail. Oh, this person did this person did that. But yeah, I just noticed that, and I'm seeing it, and I'm just like, why did you mess that up? I remember one manager, and it's so crazy. Some of these managers I have interacted with, and then some of these managers have literally sat down. I think it was one particular manager. Yeah, I sat down and ate. Because I got invited to an event. And just shocking to know later on, you thinking this person is cool or whatever. And it's shocking to know that they're getting sued. Not by one client, by two. You're like, yo. Now, what I would tell you is, women managers are treated totally different. Like, I'm telling you, like, people they feel some type of way, they angry, all of that. They are. Women managers get are given a hard time. It's just how you deal with it. Me, I have rules. I have boundaries. I will say, back in the day, you cross boundaries with me, I'm gonna let you know. Because sometimes you gotta let people know what it is and everything. And then they be calling you all types of B's. And you the principal. And because you stood your ground. But my goal, I can't speak for other managers. My goal is to get the work done. So I can move on to the next project with that same particular client. So it just saddens me to see a lot of the managers that I knew of, that I thought were good, they're all getting fired and sued. And it's like, wow. Here I am, doing the right thing. If I don't like something, I'm going to let you know. Whatever it is, I'm going to warn you. I'm going to make suggestions. I'm going to work with you. Sometimes I will push the artists to get them where they need to be. Even when they don't want to. And then when they see where they need to be, they can't say nothing because I got them there. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, it's alarming. And then I also want to tell you guys that I see, and I don't think artists know this, I see dope MCs as well as singers, the list goes on. They have gatekeepers around them that I believe they don't know they have. So a lot of times you could have people that just generally, whether it's artists that want to do, it's like another artist want to do a collab with another artist. You can't even get to that person. I mean, I understand it to a certain extent, but it's a little alarming. And then you start seeing like, okay, this artist don't even know that it's people around them that are gatekeeping from them to get possibly better opportunities. I'm seeing that. Just notice of observation. Then, I will tell you, I'm noticing artists that need help. You know they need help. You could tell. You could tell that they need help. You need the right people around you, the right team that's going to help you with whatever your goals you want to do, whether it's your short-term goals or long-term goals. And they need the help, but they don't got no manager. And you're like, wait a minute. It's been so long. I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. It's been so long. When you start getting tons and tons of booking, and I'm not saying it can't be done, but you still need help. You could be an independent artist, but you still need a manager. Because it'll get to a point, if you're buzzing like that, you need help. And I'm seeing artists saying, I don't need a manager, but I need help. That's crazy. That is so crazy. I don't need an artist manager, but I need help. You want to help me? What I see with that is you don't want to pay. You don't want to pay for the work. You don't want to pay for the expertise. You don't want to pay for new ideas. You don't want nobody to help you. And that's one thing. Okay, you want to make your own money, but you're going to be putting in a lot of work. But then it shows the structure that you're not organized as much. You know? Unless you have a format that you do where, okay, I'm just going to do touring and I'm just going to do certain things or whatever. And then I also see artists, they restrict themselves. They restrict themselves to like one market when you know, and anybody that is into managing and into booking, be like, you know what? I want this person to come to this market that they never come to, that a lot of people can't get to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's alarming. I know managers get a bad rep. I get it. I'm just not into, that's not my thing. My thing is accountable as an artist manager, a female artist manager, a woman artist manager. It's accountability for me. We can have disagreements, because I can't sit up here and tell you I ain't had disagreements with artists. I have. But the difference with me and other artist managers is that I can have a disagreement with you. I can have a full out, if you cross the line with me, a blowed out argument. It is not going to be nice. But I could also be accountable. I could also, if I'm in the wrong, could say, you know what, I'm sorry. I can also have the hard conversations. And the reality is, a lot of these artists and a lot of people generally in the music business, they don't do that. It's very cutthroat. I'm just not into that. That's not my thing. I like to sleep at night. You know? I want to help the artist, not burden the artist, you know? And it is aggravating when you are trying, you see the talent in an artist, you see the genius in them, and that person doesn't listen, or they hard-headed, or they just feel some type of way, or they got other people in their ear instead of communicating. And you're just like, what? This is crazy. I want to be dealing with this. I don't really see managers even talking about that. The managers that care. Let me tell you something. How I got into artist management was a producer out of Germany. This was years ago. This was MySpace days. A Germany producer, not somebody in the States. It was a Germany producer that got me into artist management. I was doing independent publicists, event planning, all of that. And he reached out to me one day. Hi, Khalif Wins. He reached out to me one day. This was MySpace days, 2008. Yeah, 7, 8. He reached out to me, this producer, and said, "Yo, you need to be a manager." I was like, "What?" I was like, because I had heard the crazy stories about artist managers. I was like, absolutely not. I'm Iveriani, the illest publicist, and I'm gonna keep it at that for now. You know? And he was like, nah. He was young. He was a young artist. He was a young producer. And he was like, "No, I'm telling you." And I was like, "What?" So he would talk and have a conversation. And then one day he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna reach out to you and talk to you. Let's have a conversation." And he pretty much was like, "Yo, I want to come to the States. I want to do certain things. I want to network." He said, "I see you as a artist manager." And I was like, He said, "Yo," and he just broke down like everything. He's like, "Yo, think about it, because you're probably gonna end up doing that." I thought about it for months. I was like, "What?" And then I said, "You know what? Hey, you never know. I researched it." My research. I said, "Let me think about it, research what it entails, and moving forward." And that's how I got into artist management. And then I realized I loved it. I love doing artist management more. I mean, I love publicist work, don't get me wrong. But I loved it more, and then sometimes equally, as the publicist stuff. So I was like, okay. And then you learn from trial and error. And I learned a lot, you know? And I realized that's a gift that I have. But the difference is, I will tell you, I am an artist manager that I want to help the artists. Point blank. I want to help them evolve. I want to help them get to the next level. I do not want to help them take their money. I do want to get us both paid. I do want to be paid for my services, but I want to make sure they get paid as well. I'm not a capitalist. I'm not greedy. That's just not when it comes to money. I'm just not, you know? And so when you look at these different managers that are getting sued, you like, oh my God, like, you're making this whole situation look bad. And that's why I feel like a lot of artists now, not everybody, because you got some producers, you got some MCs, and the list goes on. They still have managers for a very long time. Very rare, but they still do. I salute the artists that have had their managers for a long time, and they have a bond with them. It's like a marriage relationships without the sex. It's like a brother and sister situation. I salute that. Shout outs to I saw a post. I met Rod Digger one time, but I saw a post that she did right after I met her, and she said she was saluting her first manager, who she talked about how he really helped her and believed in her, and he had recently passed away. And I was like, finally, like, somebody is happy to you know, was appreciative of their managers. You got artists out here, they don't appreciate nothing. Not saying all, I'm saying a majority. They could have the right team around them, the right manager around them, and they could just mess it up. A lot of artists could be in their own way. You'd be like, what? That's crazy. Anyway. So, you know, all artist managers ain't the same. I know I'm not. I know what I have. I know the gift I have, the art of negotiating, the art of communicating. And especially when you go through so much in dealing with that particular field, you evolve, you grow, your emotions are out the window. I've learned a lot, you know? Shout outs to all the female managers, as well, the good ones, as well as the male managers that are good. Shout outs to them. Anyway, we live in different times, guys. And I say this because artists, come on, you gotta use common sense. Don't sign to a major label. Get a lawyer. When the time comes and somebody wants to sign you, even if you're considering it, which I don't suggest, but if you're considering it, get your own lawyer. Get a top tier lawyer. Instead of spending your money on nonsense. Invest. And also invest in your brand. Invest in your time and energy. I'm just saying. It's just alarming what I see now. But I believe that people will take you more seriously when you have, and it don't have to be a lot of people, a team around you that have your best interests and they care. They want you to thrive. They want you to be successful. They want you to make that money the correct way. They want you to own your publishing. They want you to be independent. As long as you ain't hurting nobody, do what you need to do. You know? But as we know, music business is a cutthroat business. I'm not feeling that. Anyway, guys, pray for Finess2Tyme. I'm only bringing him up because I just noticed something different about him. He's not a particular regular artist. He has an old soul, and I was just like, who is this person? Just to know. And he got into a deal that looked like he can't get out of unless he hires a top tier entertainment lawyer, which is very hard when you come in for these major labels and independent ones that are attached to the major labels. Very hard to get out of something like that. And so I just hope that he doesn't get hurt. I hope that they don't unalive him, because you see it over and over again. You always see the shenanigans. And I don't wish that for any artist. Independent, major. I mean, you know, we see the major people, they going through it left and right. You know, but you gotta use common sense and you gotta have the right people around you. You know? I'm like, no one told him not to sign that deal. Just because they're giving you cars and money, you don't think they want all their money back plus your life? Very sad situation. And also, if you're an artist and you are independent, get you a manager. Get you someone that's going to help. If you don't want a manager, get somebody that's going to really guide you. Because sometimes it's going to get overwhelmed. You can't do it all yourself. You know? Anyway, that's my thoughts on today. And, yeah, moving forward. Okay, guys. What else? Drastic Measures is performing officially next Friday, May 15th. Doors open at 9. It's Secret Pour. Yeah. If you can make it, come out, support. It's going to be in Brooklyn, as well as a bunch of other artists that's going to be performing as well. And who else? Illa J has a tour that's starting, I think, at the end of May. Summer Stage is happening in all the 5 boroughs. Shout outs to Bilal. A bunch of people, but Bilal and some friends going to be at Summer Stage, as well as some other people. They're doing some type of Bushwick free concert event. Yeah, I'm from Bushwick. I was raised there half of my life. And so I noticed they're doing show. It's going to be Bone Thugs and Harmony, I think Black Moon, Boot Camp Click. It's going to be dope. I know it's going to be dope. But anyway, yeah, that's some of the events. But overall, artists, read, and learn how to read contracts. And if you don't know how to read contracts, get a good lawyer. But I will also suggest artists to learn how to read contracts, learn the ins and outs of publishing, learn about split sheets, learn as much as you can. No matter how much experience you have, you always need to keep learning stuff. Marketing, imaging, the list goes on. Oh yeah. Also, I wanted to tell you guys, shout outs to my 1,500 subscribers on YouTube. Woo! YouTube is not for the weak. I'm going to tell you that. This has been a long road, but I am appreciative. I want to shout them out, because I'll be promoting all different music, artists, throwbacks, in-betweens, up-and-comings, events, all of that. So shout outs to all my subscribers there. We doing more commentary, Biden reviews, the list goes on. And like I said, artists, yeah, circle back. Learn your craft, learn the music business side. It's one thing to do the music, but you need to know the business. It's always changing. It's always something new. Learn it. Have a will. Artists, have a will. Also, get a trust. Don't have people fighting over your stuff when you're gone. I have to say this too. Shout outs to the MF Doom. Say rest in peace to MF Doom. Shout outs to his family, his wife, the estate. The way they handle something. Sometimes it's not always what you know inside. It's also looking outside, just looking and observing. You could just tell they just handle everything so well for his legacy. Shout outs to them, the MF Doom estates, and the life and legacy of MF Doom. Artists, get a trust, get a will. The will is just to keep certain in place, but you really need a trust. Take care of your health. Let me repeat that. Take care of your health. Take care of yourself. Image is everything. Always be on point. If you're an artist over 40 and you still can rhyme. Put out them dope music. The dope everything. Put it out. Quality artists. If you're an independent artist, stay independent. I do not advise anyone to sign with a major. I don't. Own everything. And if it gets flooded and you need help, get an artist manager, but a good one. Anyway, guys, this is the iTook Report. My name is Iveriani. Thank you for watching this. Shout outs to Khalif Wynn. Shout outs to Savant. I haven't talked to you in a long time. Shout outs to Dinez. Shout outs to my husband, Drastic Measures. Shout outs to E Black. Shout outs to 07. Shout outs to Domingo Fresh. Shout outs to So Soon. Shout outs to Homeboy Sandman. Shout outs to Monifa. Shout outs to Analog Lady. I appreciate you for calling me the other day. Shout outs to DJ Skills. Shout outs to Black 45. Shout outs to Mint Plus. There's so many people. Shout outs to my alumni, St. Augustine's University, HBCU in Raleigh. Shout outs to my bestie, Terry. List goes on. Shout outs to the Lawrence family. Shout outs to the life and legacy of Helen and Matthew Lawrence. That's my parents. And the list goes on. Peace. Thank you for watching this live. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.